All right. Hi guys, thanks for Zooming everybody. Um, and it turned out to be a good night to Zoom because it's so
Mhm.
crappy out.
Yep.
Um, First thing, we're going to vote to approve the February board meeting minutes. Anybody have any changes they need or any questions or comments before we take a vote?
No.
No? Okay, so motion to approve.
Approve.
Okay, Claudia moved to approve the February board meeting minutes. Anybody want to second
I
it?
second.
Okay, Heather seconded. All in favor?
I
Aye.
Okay, good job. February board meeting minutes as written will be have been approved. Just a few things I want to mention. I know we have some new board members. I want to make sure everybody knows that every Darien Garden Club member is also a member of GCI and NGC. They both have their own websites. You can find multiple things on their websites. And if I think NGC has a unique login, you create your own login with your own email address and make your own password, and that's yours forever. GCI is a little still old school and it has a password that we all share. So I don't know it off the top of my head, but if you want to get into the GCI website as a member, um, let me know and then I can shoot you the password for that. Um, Another thing, the February parliamentary meeting was recorded on Zoom and it is out there now. It's on the National Garden Club website under Video Cafe. It's a PowerPoint. I will send it after this meeting. I didn't want to add it, because I found it after I had sent out the agenda. I'll send it to you guys. It's just all parliamentary rules. I mean, we're doing pretty much everything right. Some of the things they mentioned were we don't have to second a lot. Like if we just have somebody make a motion, then it's okay that you don't need a second. But I will send that PowerPoint out, and if you guys want to fly through it and look at it, if you have any questions, we can talk about it in April.
okay.
Um, Another thing, keys for the storage closet. As far as I know, Lori, Kathy, and Yvonne have keys. Is that anybody else know of anybody who else? Yvonne, are you on, Yvonne?
I am on, and yes, I have a key.
Okay, and so does that key also get you into the basement,
Yeah, it gets me into the building.
the building? Okay, so are those the only three keys that you're aware of? Or do you guys know?
Yeah, Pastor gave me the key, so I don't know about anyone else or how they got
Those,
keys. When
those are, I didn't know Yvonne had one, but it's the other ones are just Kathy and
Lori? Okay,
Laura,
okay. I just wanted to make sure because if if Kathy's not around, how do we get in? Who's got a key? I don't know. So that's helpful
Shar,
to know.
Shar, would you like me to pass my keys along to you?
No.
No.
No, I
Okay.
don't think I need it. No, no, as long as I know who's got it, then I'm good with that, Yvonne. Thanks.
You're
That's fine with me. Um, Another thing that came up when reporting at a general meeting, they'd like us to come up and speak in front and not stand by where we're sitting, because it doesn't record right on the video. So when people go to look at the recording, they can't hear the people in the audience speaking. So if you're reporting on your committee report, maybe we can line up ahead of time. I'll follow the agenda for the most part. So you guys will know you can kind of just stand at the front there, get ready. I'll hand you the microphone and then tech doesn't have to flip around and move everything. Okay. And it'll make it better for the recording too. And so people want to go back and see it, they can see it. So we'll try that out in April, see how it goes. Um, I that should be pretty easy to do. Um, District 2 annual meeting is coming up this Friday. I have one of the leftover raffle baskets that I'm gonna use for their raffle. And then they also are revising their bylaws. They sent me a side by side of the two bylaws, and there's quite a bit changing. They really got I think they made it better. I mean, because it was pretty vague before. Um, so if anybody wants to see that ahead, before District 2, let me know. I'll shoot it. I've got a couple files. I will send you those if you want to read through them before the meeting.
I'd like to
I
see
will,
that.
I
Judy.
figured, Judy.
Yeah, and I didn't even receive them. Is anyone else going to that meeting and would like to ride with us?
Claudia and David are going. Pat Zubek's going, but I think she said she's going to come a little bit later.
What time are
And then
you?
Phyllis and Chris, I think Chris Bosaki signed up too.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a hold of Chris because she lives near me, so I'll see if she wants to carpool.
Great. That's great. We've got a nice group.
Yeah,
Claudia,
we do.
you're on mute.
It's a nice group.
Yeah, I'll
So-
see if Judy can take us.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll
Yeah,
call you.
I'm picking up Shar first, and then there'll be room for two more. So you and Dave can come with us.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay, perfect. Judy, I will send you the bylaw changes.
Okay.
All right, and then
Does
the
only one person vote on them, or
yes,
only you as president votes? Okay.
yes. The tri-council meeting is coming up on April 7th. That was given somebody handed a flyer to us at SGI. I believe it was Carol Yee. And I have those flyers here. I didn't get it in the agenda. So I have the flyers. If you're interested in attending that, reach out to me. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll shoot you guys all this flyer if you could look at it and see if you want to attend. Judy, you can correct me on this. I don't believe we're all automatic members of Tri-Council. We have to we have to pay to be a member, correct?
Yeah, that you have to have taken classes in each of those things, but anybody is invited to come to Tri-Council meetings, and the speakers tend to be very good.
And there's a member fee and a non-member fee,
Yeah,
but it's
only
very
a couple dollars
$5 difference, so
usually
it's
a
not a
nice
big
restaurant.
difference.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll send this Tri-Council to the board, just so you guys have it. And then the other one was the annual convention, GCI convention. I'd love to see us have a lot of people there to support David. This is where David will be honored as our VIP. This is where we're going to hopefully get a lot of awards. I know we submitted a lot last year, so hopefully all that work pays off. But yeah, the registration form I sent out with the agenda. I will mention it again in the general meeting, and then that'll probably be the last time I mention it. Okay. The annual convention is, I don't even have the date in front of me right now, just April 20th. It's a
19th
Monday.
and 20th. 19th and 20th.
And I think it's really only one day. The 19th is for board members only, correct? Right.
It's
okay.
for district directors.
Oh, okay. District director. So it's just a one dayer. They're planning on doing a big one next year, 2027, because it's their 100th anniversary. So they cut back a little this year, which makes sense.
And Kathy will also be honored. Kathy will also be honored at that meeting with the life membership that we applied for her, Kathy Street.
Oh,
correct.
yeah.
Right, that's right. So yeah, so we should really do our best to try to attend that one, if possible. All right. Phil, got anything you want to say?
Got nothing. Nope.
No, you're okay. That's okay.
Writing here, so no.
Karen, you're up.
3 points. I talked to my tax accountant about how long we need to keep our records, and he told me 7 years.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So I'm not in a position to start going through paperwork and getting rid of things. But general knowledge, at some point, we probably should go through the paperwork. If there's something
Okay.
historical that wants to be kept, that's fine. But receipts and all that, I don't need.
Okay, perfect.
Two other things. Receipts. When when we have an event like SGI, I am required to have documentation showing proof of purchase for anything that I write a check against. During SGI, I got a itemized list from somebody, which I can't accept. I have to have documentation. So just moving forward, if you do have an event and money is spent, I can use a credit card statement, store receipt, an email, something. I just need documentation, okay? And number 3, I'm working on the GCI President's Package. And in the past, I have donated $40, which helps us with those awards 62 and 63. Gina, you know what I'm sorry, Shar, you know what I'm talking about. So in the past, and I just want to get confirmation to do it again, I gave $10 to their operating expense, GCI's operating expense. I gave $10 to the President's Project, $10 to Garden Therapy, and $10 to Youth Activities, which I think are used for GCI grants. Is it okay for me to duplicate that again this year?
I'm fine with that. Do we need a motion or anything?
I don't think so. I just,
Okay.
you should be aware of it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, no, I think that's great. It did come in handy when we were writing those awards
Correct.
to have that. Okay,
Correct. We got extra points.
perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did anybody have any questions on Karen's treasurer's report?
Karen, I just had one question under SGI.
Yes.
There was 2 different on the report for the tickets. I believe, like kind of at the top, there was tickets, that were sold to
For the
members. Then at the
exhibit.
bottom, there was another ticket sale
Yes.
price.
So there were I kind of had 3 different categories. There were the exhibitor tickets, which were a less amount that they were charged for. And then I had tickets that we sold outright, like at our meetings or maybe the day of the event. And then there was the Eventbrite tickets. And
I see.
I thought the group just wanted to maybe have it itemized, like separated. I can put it all together if they prefer. But
So
I believe that was the 3 different ones.
So the 3 at the top made up there was another big number at the bottom. It was like 4.
I think that one at the bottom for the 4,600 is members probably. That's the members, because the other one is Eventbrite and exhibitor. So maybe
Correct.
if you just want to put members on that, then it
Okay.
would clarify what that.
And we
what that-
refunded, we refunded 1 ticket. That was the $60 we refunded to somebody.
Okay.
Thank you.
I can adjust my labeling. Yeah.
I have
So-
a question.
Okay,
Oh.
go ahead.
Karen, do you know off the top of your head what percentage Eventbrite takes for tickets?
Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Pat.
What percentage they take, I don't know. I did not pull the report from Eventbrite. But wasn't there like we charged 70 because I don't know. I don't work with Eventbrite too much except for the money that comes
Isn't
in.
it just like a fee or something? There's a
I-
percentage of a fee and we add that to the price.
It was
Somebody
$5.60. It was $5.60 per ticket of $70.
Thank you, Mary Lou.
Okay, thank you.
So I don't,
is,
Karen,
but
I
is it a? Oh, go ahead, Gina.
I don't have your budget in front of me for the SGI stuff. Can you summarize again what we put out as far as the cost of doing the event and then what we made, so what the net is.
So I do not have final numbers yet. We have some monies coming in still. I had to invoice Sunrise, $100. I've got expenses for centerpieces. I'm waiting on some documentation for that. Mary Lou, what else do we have? We had something else
You
too.
know, I do have a summary minus the $200 that we're waiting for.
Oh, a grant or something is
Yeah,
coming
there's a grant, there's one grant, and then we're waiting for a sponsorship from Sunrise.
So that
From
was the
Sunrise.
200 coming in.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
looking at-
$200 coming in, so approximately, we received $2,850 in sponsorships, which had been, 2850 in sponsorships, which actually went towards, the 25th anniversary fund. Our total profit was $4,500 approximately. Minus, but if we would have added the 2850 on, it would have been
Yeah.
like 7268.
I know there's $50 in PayPal that hasn't transferred over yet. I think next
Right.
month I should have the final numbers. I'd be closer. You know, I can give you a better idea. But I think we've got about $600 in expenses for flowers. We got 250 still coming in. I don't know if I have anything else. I haven't received anything, but yeah. So next month I should have better numbers. Once
And
all of
I
that comes
think
through.
Mary Lou and Chris, I think they're on the agenda for later, so I'm sure
Okay.
you guys will touch on that at that point, right?
Sure.
Okay.
They can, yeah.
Just I figured out the 550 was 7.8% of $70. So I don't know if that's a generic percentage. Is that, I mean, is it based on what your price is? Like if it was $100, would it be 9%? I don't know how it works. So maybe Kathy is our person to go to on that, Pat,
Okay,
to figure out more about Eventbrite, because I don't know a lot about it.
okay, thanks.
So this came up in tech, which is why we're wondering how to get reports off of Eventbrite. And Heather wasn't sure what the percentage was or how to get reports, because Pat wanted to see,
Oh,
what we could.
I know how to I can pull a report from Eventbrite. It lists all the names and what they were charged and what the fee was and things like
Is
that.
that what you need, Pat?
Yeah, if I could, and you get that right from the Eventbrite.
I have to go into Eventbrite. I have to sign in. I have done it in the past. I did it for the garden walk.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm happy to go and see if I can't get that report for you, Pat.
and I'll see if I could do that too, because
Or maybe Karen get with Pat and you guys just kind of walk her through it once, and then she knows how to do it in the future.
Okay,
that would be great.
According to the Eventbrite website, it's 3.7% plus $1.79 service fee per ticket, and 2.9% payments processing fee per order. So it's kind of
Okay, thanks. It's all, so I guess it would be based on your ticket price then.
yeah.
So,
but that means
I just divided it and that's what it came out to be, but
Right.
they obviously have a different scale.
Yeah,
So,
there's a form, but if you Google it, it'll come up.
okay.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Karen, are you good? Is that it for treasurer? Any other questions on treasurer? No? Okay, let's move on. Tracy is not on, is she? No. So Phyllis is keeping notes today and we're recording the meeting. And Tracy will use Phyllis's notes and the video. So don't say anything that you don't want on video. Just kidding. Pat, we have a backup for you. I see Pat's on today. Pat Jernick, she was here, right? Is
Yes,
she
I
still
am.
here?
Yeah, I'm
We have
here.
a backup for you for general meeting, Julie. Okay, so do you know she's a newer member?
No, but
guys-
I'll meet her.
In April, yeah, we'll introduce and make sure you know who she is. So that would be great. And then I've asked everybody after the meetings, or, to give you their notes,
Great,
so you have an easier time transcribing the minutes.
good.
So, I think that's it. Do you have anything you want to say, or?
No,
No?
I was just
Okay.
listening.
Debbie Barrett report submitted. All right, let's run through the committee reports. Pretty much everybody submitted. Let's move into newsletter. If anybody wants to say anything on any of these committees, I'm kind of flowing through. Newsletter due date is March 20th. Programs, Lisa, is she on? I have a couple questions. Yes, there she is, Lisa. We talked about at the tech meeting, they would like you, and I know I talked to you about maybe revising the contract, but they want to make sure that the speaker only uses our equipment or a USB. They don't want them being allowed to bring in their own. Now, U of I Extension is a different animal, and I think Kathy deals with them. But maybe if we want to revise that contract a little to include that verbiage, and then that other, we had gotten some stuff from that one meeting we went to in January, a sample contract. We can incorporate some of that. So just, maybe mention that going forward to your new people who you're contracting with, that they have to use our equipment and or bring a USB to use on our equipment. And then what else? Oh, and you're still looking for a co-chair for May, Plant Exchange?
So I'm looking for someone to facilitate it because I will not be here. And as far
Okay.
as I know, either will anybody else on the board or on our
Okay.
committee. So I definitely won't be here. I'm going out of the country.
Right.
And the it's so weird. My name changed on that screen. I don't know. I didn't touch it. So the other thing is the other members won't be here either. So we need someone to really facilitate that entire
Okay.
May thing. And can I just circle back to what you said about the contracts? I mean, I
Yes.
have a meeting coming up with my committee at the Indian Prairie Library. Judy was nice enough to get us a room, and we are having it on Thursday, the 26th. And one of the things that I wanted to talk to them about too is the contract we currently has is so hard for our speakers to use because it is not, I don't know a lot about computers, so I am not passing judgment on anyone. I just know when I type in it, everything moves. So like if I type their name, like the phone goes that way and I have to backspace it back. So
I
it's not
see.
really a fillable PDF. So
Correct.
people keep taking it. So I guess, and maybe it was made a long time ago. It was supposed to be they printed it, and then I don't know, but it's not user friendly. And Dennis Kane, I apologize, Kania, if I say it wrong. He had a switch from July to September, and so we
I
made
didn't
the
know that.
switch. Yeah, we made the switch for him because he had something came up in his life. But to get him to send it back, he kept saying, I'm sorry to send it. It took me so long. I had to find something to scan it. It's not a user-friendly contract. So I really, and I'm not the person because I don't really know much about computers, but I am bringing it up in my meeting with my members to see if
What time on the
Lisa,
26th?
could you just send me that, whatever it is that you have right now?
yes,
Can you send me the digital version of what you have?
sure, be happy to.
Okay. And then
It's
I'll work on it.
I have so many speakers tell me how
I am one of those speakers that had to fill it out, and I was like, and I just printed it and
Heather,
I filled it out.
Don't spend too much time because we are gonna change it. I want to add some of these good points that we talked about.
Yes,
like
we can add some of that in there, but definitely send
Okay.
that to me,
I will.
and then I
I'll
can
send
make it where it's just you're filling it out.
I'll send it
Perfect.
tonight. It's just so hard. And I just want to make it easy because it takes a lot of time for people then to find a scanner or whatever and scan it back to
Okay,
me.
what
It's a
what
pain.
time is the meeting on the 26th?
10? Judy, are
10
you
a.m. at,
still here?
I'm
IPPL?
here.
At
Is
IPPL?
it 10? Judy, is it 10? I think it is.
On the 20th?
Yeah, 10
Okay.
at
Well,
yeah.
okay. Could you invite me on that? Okay, so I can have that.
Who? Lisa?
For
Okay.
the
And I have the little slips that people attach to their plants,
Oh, thank you.
which I
So
can do ahead of time or that day.
Yeah.
And
we'll just
Lisa,
do-
you were going to ask the membership if somebody wanted to conduct that meeting.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
I
did.
will conduct that meeting for the plant exchange, but I would like someone to help me. Does anybody want to volunteer to help me? Phyllis, how nice. Thanks.
Now, can I though ask though, this is going to be members only, correct? This is not going to be open to the public? Because
Well,
we've already got so many
I
people, we got so many members that come to the meetings that it's like, oh my gosh, like it takes forever to
I
do,
think it should
Yeah,
be
but-
members only.
but it's hard if you get somebody brings a guest, it's hard to say, hey, you can't come.
Well,
You know,
tell people not to bring a guest that night.
I personally as many guests like we never have more than 5 guests in a meeting. I mean that's about average, so I mean if we get 60 or 65, is it gonna matter? Probably not. You're talking 5 minutes. I don't, if you guys say no, I mean I don't care if they bring a guest as long as we don't have 100 people at it. We can say members only, but if somebody brings a non-member, I don't think they should be turned away.
Well,
I'm not
and
saying it's turned away, but-
we've told them also at things like on the Sunday at the library, we handed out stuff and we told them about upcoming events. One lady was interested in that day, and we said, "Oh, you can come as a guest up to 2 events." So, like, just it's already been put out there. Just
Okay.
FYI.
Okay.
So I'll put it on for the agenda. I'll say members only for the May or April or May agenda. But if they bring somebody, I don't want membership to turn them
That's
away.
fine. That's fine. I just didn't know if it was going out on Eventbrite and everything else, if we could just kind of.
Oh, I don't know about Eventbrite.
I
I don't
thought that it
know.
had come up a couple months ago that it was not going to be. I just wanted to make sure that, it wasn't going to be, a big publicity thing, so that's all. Maybe we can check on that.
Heather, do you know about Eventbrite?
I'm gonna look it up and see if it's already on there, but I know we were telling people at the library for the seed exchange thing the other day.
But you're right, Eventbrite's different. Yeah. Okay. All right.
And should I send that little slip form to Chris to put in the newsletter?
Oh yes, Judy. Could you? Yeah, and then I was going to write a little blurb about it for the newsletter. Do you want to just write the blurb and say,
No, you do it. You do it because you're conducting the plant sale. You'll know what to say.
Could you send me that form then, though?
Yes.
Or
sure.
or send the form to Chris. I'll do the letter. Okay.
I'll copy you in.
Can we just table the form until after that Thursday meeting, or is that because one of the members in my committee was a little particular about what they wanted in that thing. I think it's fine. I kind of just copied it from years past, and then Judy, I did like hand ones for people who don't remember to do it, and then Judy did her thing, but I mean, unless you guys want to go with it, I was going to give this member a chance to say what they wanted to say. I don't know. But if the 26th is too late, then we'll just go forward.
I've already got them printed, Lisa.
Okay.
The newsletter cutoff is the 20th.
All right. Well, we'll just go with it then.
Just to let you know, it is up and it's been up. The May 4th plan exchange, it's up on Eventbrite. And it's, if you go to our calendar on our website and click, and then you can see it, and it tells them what they need to do if they're going to come and participate.
Okay.
And currently I am the only person with a ticket on Eventbrite.
Oh.
There's
You know
only
what?
one, and it's me.
We tell people one plant, one
Yeah.
plant only. You can't bring 2 or 3 or 4. It's one plant. And we'll just have to fly through it, figure,
I
it's
think
we
that
don't have any other, like, we'll keep the program, like, we'll have the meeting part first. It'll be a quick meeting, and then we'll just go right into the plan exchange.
And I think
Okay.
overall, most people have been through many of them and they kind of already know the drill. You'll have maybe
Right.
a couple of newer members who haven't been through it before, but I think pretty much the vast majority will kind of already know what is
Okay.
kind of happens.
Okay. And come to think of it, this is May, not April. So the form, technically, do I put the form in the March? I could
It
wait
can
and
wait.
put it in.
Yeah, we can wait till
Should-
April.
Okay.
So we can wait and get but Judy, you've got them copied
Well,
already,
I've got
right?
them printed, but if you want something different and put it in the newsletter and people print it up, they can fill it out,
Okay.
and I'll have these extras just in case somebody
Okay.
doesn't do that.
Can we also,
Okay, so then
can we also post the newer one on the website?
that would be a Heather question.
Yeah, you just have to get
Okay.
it to me and tell me where
Okay.
you want it. You want it members only, right? And then info, forms, and more. Yeah.
Right.
Just
So Lisa, you'll have to get us that new form right after your meeting. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So that's good for the plant sale. Phyllis and I will take care of that. Programs, one other thing, Joyce has offered to co-chair with you, Lisa. Is that correct? The two of them are going to do the Christmas
that is
party.
correct.
Nice.
Okay. And you're going to, okay. So, and it'll still be that first Monday in December, correct? Same date? Okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
we haven't, I mean, I basically just asked her at SGI and she said she would do it. So we haven't
That's
really
fine.
spoke after that.
You
Okay.
can-
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see, service projects, I'm just gonna mention upcoming April 4th, we have the recycling event at St. John's. We're gonna put that in a prominent place on the website. We talked about that a little bit at Tech.
It is also
And then
on
after-
Eventbrite. I just dropped the link in the chat if you want to help share it.
and
what,
it is up on the website
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And then Kathy will mention this again a few times, I'm sure, but the Garden Club, the Darien Park District has asked us to do our 10 beds again at that Garden View Park. They have they're amending the soil before anybody plants. They're going to take out some of the bad stuff and add some good compost and everything. So hopefully we don't have as bad of an issue. And then I think Kathy said that from Espoma grant, she's got some additives we can also add. I'm not sure if Kathy's putting it in March DDD or I am, but I'll find out and get something in that and I'll mention it again in April. Okay.
Shar,
Yes.
did they figure out what the issue was last year?
You know what? It was left up to me and I just didn't have time to do a soil test and everything. So we're assuming it was bad soil. So they are removing some of not all of it, but they're going to take out some and then add some good compost. I think Kathy gave them a name of a good compost brand to add. And then if somebody's still having problems, we can use the fertilizers from Espoma. I believe they're going to be in the shed. So hopefully you don't have to outlay to amend your soil, but fingers crossed we get better luck. It wasn't good growing soil. It didn't retain, moisture and stuff, and nothing grew. So hopefully it's better this year, and I hope we still get 10 people who want to do it and try it. So, and if not, we do what we do. I mean, we'll try to get as many as we can. I'm sure we will get some people. Go ahead.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
For the recycling event, do we have a flyer that I can put up at work for
Yes,
that?
She just
Yeah,
Carly
it's
just put a
online.
link in the chat, right?
That's
there's
the
a
Eventbrite.
flyer? Oh, okay.
But
There's
yes, there is a
Eventbrite,
flyer.
and it's also up on the website too. So you can grab it from the
Okay.
front page or on the Sprouts page. It's up
Okay.
there. And I believe Kathy actually has it up on Facebook too. She already put it on
Okay.
Facebook a few days ago.
Okay, I can check at work and I can probably put it up in our break room so people can see that too. So,
Perfect. Great. Thanks, Ashley.
mm-hmm.
One
All right,
thing to
moving
clarify on that, I asked Kathy, there is no shredding of paper, which is a little unusual.
No, yeah, there's no shredding of paper because it's our first one. So we'll have to work
Oh.
up that. Yeah, it's $900 for a shred truck. So if we can find a sponsor for that sometime in the future, that would be something to add to it, like next year would be great.
Do you, Heather, are they doing prescription drugs or no?
That's another, I am currently in talks with Darien, but they're not being friendly. So, just so you know, they have inside the vestibule, you can drop off prescription and vitamins, but in order for us to collect it, we would have to have an officer there. The sheriff is already booked that day. And so we thought we could have an officer from Darien be there, but so, as of right now, no. But if people come with them, I'm gonna tell them and also tell the volunteers of that day to let them know, hey, we weren't able to do that this time, next time, but inside Darien, you can just go drive right there right now and go drop it right off.
Okay,
And so they have that.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know about that. That's awesome. Thank you so
I
much.
didn't either, and I was gonna make a whole thing about it.
Yeah, it's in the police department.
Yeah, I had
use
no
it all the
idea
time.
until a few weeks ago myself. So
Yeah, it's great. Tech team, let's see, Sprouts reported, tech team. I talked to the tech team at the tech meeting about putting the conference conservation pledge up. Heather's gonna work on that.
Wait,
Ways
I
and
reported?
Means. What? Oh, well, you submitted it. Do you have something else to add, Carly?
I did. Well, yeah, I had the new business at the end. So the 4th of July parade that you brought up.
Oh, I'm gonna talk about that at new business.
Oh, okay.
You want?
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I've got that in new business. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I see. Okay. Is that okay?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't see that. Yep, no problem.
Okay, that's fine. Ways and Means, Pat, where's Pat Zubek? There you are.
I'm here.
Do you want to go? We got some stuff we got to go over, right?
We do. We do. We had a meeting. We have a lot of recommendations to go over for the board. And first of all, I want to start out with Carly. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at my report, but we have what our committee thinks is a really exciting fundraising opportunity. It's an ongoing fundraiser like True Earth. And Carly brought this to our attention. It's called flowerpowerfundraising.com. And I'm just asked Carly if she was going to be able to really kind of dive into this and then answer everybody's questions because she's actually tried it. And so Carly, I would hand this off to you.
So it's a pretty hands-off experience for the fundraising people, hopefully. If you sign up, it gives you a website where you can direct people to, and they go through and purchase mostly flower bulbs. That is mostly what's on there, but there are some like starter kits and some other small items and things like that in there too. Everything seems to be very reasonably priced. And on all of the pricing, if you raise more than $500 in one season. So unlike the True Earth fundraiser that is just continuous, there is some seasonality because they are sending out bulbs. So the spring program, which is going on now, ends May 15th. But any orders that are received, I think before mid-April, start shipping. So you can get your bulbs kind of, pretty soon if we launched it, which I think would be better because when I tried this last year, I kind of found this in the summer, and so that was for the fall season, which ends October 15th. So I purchased some bulbs in like July and then was like, where are my bulbs? And so I actually also got to interact with customer service and like ask them, like, how did this work? And that's when they were like, okay, so you ordered, it's during the fall season, so we will start shipping things out in September. And then I got them in September, and they were really fantastic. Just very well packaged, everything shipped very nicely. And then, we'll see how they come up this spring, but they do have a 100% grow guarantee. So if it doesn't come up, again, deal with customer service. They're very attentive. They got back to me within 24 hours, and it was a real person emailing back and forth. There are two options, and we would go with what's called the Premier plan. So the basic plan is like you actually get like paper flyers and then a major order like sent to you and you distribute. We don't want to do that. The premium plan, which doesn't cost anything for us, like to set up, is the online storefront. So the website, there are more items available through the website. And then everything is shipped directly to the customer. The reason why it's a premium plan is because there's a shipping cost. The shipping cost is a flat fee of $6.99 per order, which I also think is very reasonable for shipping. So if we sell more than $500 worth of flowers within one season, so this would be before May 15th, we would take in 50% of the sales. If it's anything less than 500, we would get 40% of the sales. So either way, pretty good profit there to be had. And then there's kind of a little gap. The fall orders then, I believe, open in July and they close in October. So I would really suggest promoting this more seasonally. We do have the website would just be kind of open all the time. But, if we set it up now and kind of pushed really hard before May 15th, and then, kind of did it again in fall, I think it would work really well for the club. And I would say the club as a whole. I know we kind of went back and forth and talked a little bit about this being like a Sprouts fundraiser, but like we're all the same club. And I know like Sprouts asked for more funding this, year because we're doing more. Well, we're also growing a lot, but it's all the same pot of money. So like, I think it should just kind of be overall. But Pat has a good point that, smiling kids, like that's a good fundraiser. So like, we're happy to be the face of it.
Okay. I don't know. Have you all had a chance to look at the website, or has anybody looked at it? Any ideas? The other thing I did look a little bit. There is when you sign in, there's a category where you want, if you're researching where you want your donation to go. And in the state of Illinois, I didn't see another garden club listed. So I think if we hit it, we should hit it immediately, hit it hard, and kind of establish it, because I'm sure once word gets out, we'll have competition on that. So I think it's a no-brainer. I would ask the board to approve this.
Does anybody have any questions you guys want to ask?
No.
Phil, was your hand up?
They issue, I think, Carly, it came up at the meeting that they issue the check like after each season, correct?
Yes.
Profit.
Yeah.
So after each second, it's not just once a year
Correct.
based on your sales. Yep. Okay.
I would second that motion, Judy.
Okay, so Judy seconded, Pat moved that we start Flower Power. Does anybody have? My question is, so is this gonna go into the general fund then, and then we just disperse it as we need it, but yet we'll put Sprouts on as our face of this fundraiser? Is that how you guys are thinking?
I think it would be more compelling to have Sprouts front it. And I don't know, I have it also in my report, the issue of how to allocate funds is different. But yes, it all goes into one pot. So how
Okay,
it's just when in like I said, going into it, it's just when Sprouts makes their budget for the year and they're asking for more money, how are these funds?
I wouldn't be opposed to having this just go right into Sprouts as part of their income coming in. I just think it's easier to keep track of it all. You know,
What
if
if it's
Judy,
they're the
too
ones
much
running
money?
it. Pardon me?
Go ahead, Judy.
What if too much money comes in?
Then they won't be asking for anything at their budget.
It's a fundraiser.
It's a fundraiser.
Right.
Then if they had an extra, it could just be rolled over to the next year if they had.
We can do that as well. We can't hold on to too much money because we're a nonprofit, but we can hold on to some of it as a startup costs for the next year.
So
Could
are the Sprouts going to be, are the
Sorry,
Sprouts going to be actively promoting this, like as part of their activities or salesmanship development, or is this just going to go out to members and then all the money would go to Sprouts? You know, like how Girl Scouts would sell cookies because that's, it's about them developing skills. So will the Sprouts actively promote this?
That is the hope, yes, is that they would be involved in it. Yes.
I would say on my report, this was a big part of one of my points is looking to the board to create some kind of a overview of how fundraising is done as compared to budgeting. So that was going to be like a few points down on my report, but do we have to make that decision right now to say, yes, let's get this started, or is this all part of it, do you think?
No, I think we should get it started. And then if you want, I just think if Sprouts is putting the manpower behind it to sponsor it, and I don't know Carly, how much you think you're going to make on this?
I have no idea.
You have no idea.
No idea. I mean, I hope that we can, hit at least that $500 mark. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's optimistic. But I'd like to try and see what happens. I mean, there's been good feedback from everybody we've talked to so far, right? And I think it would be, fun for the kids too. Something for them to promote. And, like you said, with the Girl Scout cookies, right? Like it helps with their identity, like they get to be the flower salespeople. But yeah, I mean, if that's easier, it would be great to kind of help offset our costs too. So
yeah.
If you sell $500 and you get 50%, you're only talking $250.
Yes.
It's not like it's thousands.
No.
Right. So, I mean, I don't know. I think bookkeeping wise, if it's easier to just keep it.
And the kids then see, hey, we worked and here's what the benefit from it, it's, yeah. And if down the road it needs to change, we change it. But I'm not opposed to having the funds being put into the Sprouts so we can keep track of it that way. I find it a little easier as far as bookkeeping goes, to be honest with you.
Okay, that sounds great.
Okay.
Everybody in agreement with that then?
Yeah.
Good. Bill, one more?
Yeah.
Should we, we're voting? Okay.
No.
I guess, I can't vote. So, all right. So I guess it goes. All right,
Good.
Carly.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm not done though.
I know,
Uh,
Pat.
I'm sorry. Okay, let's see. Oh, craft fairs are good. That was just part of our discussion at our meeting. So we like craft fairs. Um, we feel that our regular monthly or bi-monthly raffles for our club at our general meeting should be brought back. Um, everybody liked them, or at least everybody in our committee liked them, and we felt that it was generally well accepted. It provided a modest income stream, and now we have 100 members, so it was also felt that we have possibility of making more money on our raffles. Plus, it gives us the opportunity to share things or get rid of things. And our suggestion was to ask to get 2 members from our club to run the raffles. So I don't know.
And on top of that, we've got some good stuff left from SGI that didn't get claimed that I think people might be interested in. Chris and I kind of went over the remaining baskets, and we're gonna hopefully, a couple baskets leave intact, but some of the other ones we may pull apart and raffle off the gift cards at least, make sure the gift cards get in people's hands. We don't want that going to waste. So I know Phyllis and I ran it before, and it's not a ton of work. I reached out proactively to Laura Shimkus, and she said she would be happy to do it. And then I asked Sue Farley to be her partner, but I haven't heard back from Sue. So, but I mean, when Chris and I talked, we talked about at least getting rid of 1 or 2 raffle baskets at April. Because I don't want these at my house. I mean, so we should do that. And the $1 a ticket is fine. And as Chris said, we've already made our money on this. This was just stuff that didn't get claimed, so we might as well raffle them off.
So what does this mean for the free exchange thing she's got going on?
I don't think it impacts it.
I think she's still, in fact, she said that somebody approached her on that and said that they may be interested in taking that over. But I think the big problem is that we don't have a lot of people who are tech savvy, so the paper version works better when she brings it to the meeting and you got the paper version there. So Laura, I can't remember who she said, but somebody said they wanted to do the exchange board for her. So I think the exchange board would still go. You're right. That's different. Hopefully the raffles are good items. I mean, we've got, a couple nice gift cards, and some of those baskets are really nice. So, I mean, at least for the time being, we've got some good stuff to raffle off.
And I think, if we're going to do it in April, we have to make sure that everybody in the club is aware so that they bring money, because not everybody carries cash either. So
I'll put a blurb if we decide to do this. I'll put a blurb in the newsletter and say, and I'll make sure it's on the April agenda. Bring your money. We're gonna have a couple raffle baskets here. So
Good idea.
I have a
Any-
suggestion.
Yes.
If you feel that it's too much work to take care of items that don't go, how about having, like, if somebody brings something that doesn't go, they have to take it back home
Simple.
themselves,
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I think half the time Phyllis and I didn't know who brought stuff, which is probably the hardest
we could have
part.
people put their name on it or something. That
Right.
could be with that.
So
That's an idea.
People would be bringing stuff in and putting it on the table. The problem is if you raffle it on the same day, that you have it, people bring stuff in after people have already put their tickets in the basket. So what we started doing was I would bring the stuff to my house. I had a shelf and I would store all the stuff. And then I started getting to where I would kind of try to do it seasonally or, theme, or just pick a few good things and bring them a few at a time. Because otherwise, people bring something good and then everybody's already bought their tickets and put them in a jar, and it kind of muddies the water a little bit. So,
Yeah, we kind of streamlined it a little bit towards the end there because we were getting some really neat stuff. And we did holiday wise, like we saved it for Halloween and we had a Halloween raffle. So and it's up to them if they want to, they want to say, hey, yeah, we'll hang on to it and bring it next month. If they don't want to, then give it, let the people take them back, so they don't have to
They
deal
can
with
give
it.
it to Goodwill or something,
Or give it to Goodwill. If it doesn't
Yeah.
go, we donate it to Goodwill, That's a good idea too. Exactly. So, but I know that the raffle baskets and items from SGI are really nice. And I think, Chris, I sent you an email late today. I don't know if you had a chance to read it, but what do you guys think about, because June, we won't have raffles in May. It's too crazy with the plants exchange. So
Yep.
we'll have it in April. What about in June? We're at IPPL. Should we bring one of those nice baskets and try to get some non-members?
How about
Sure,
a
why
door
not?
prize? For a door
What?
prize? How about for a door prize?
I'd rather have them buy tickets.
Buy it?
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, I'm
fundraising.
thinking that we're getting non-members because it's a joint meeting. It'd be a great way to make,
Yeah.
$50 or something.
I think
So,
we'd have to get permission from the library to make
oh,
sell raffle tickets.
good
That's
point.
very possible. Yeah.
Good point. All right. You know what? I'll reach out to them and see what they say. If not, maybe then we do it door prize or
Yeah, maybe
what?
everybody just gets one ticket when they walk in the door.
Yeah.
Right, as a door prize.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'll talk to the library on that. Okay. All right.
Or
All right. Sorry, Pat. I
they-
jumped in on you. So go ahead. What?
Maybe they get it, put their contact information on, and then they get a ticket. Then we can follow up with them about if we wanted to try to recruit.
Good idea.
Good idea.
Look up the email list. Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, an email list.
go.
Right. Okay. All right.
Okay. It's me again.
Yes, you can.
Okay,
Awesome.
back to budgeting, committees budgets. And I did want to bring this up. I think Mary Lou might bring this up, but how to dedicate sponsorship money. And now that we have, Ways and Means and we're developing sponsorships, when a committee budgets, like SGI put in $2,500 in their budget for sponsorship of the event. And I was at that first meeting and I thought that we could raise $2,500, which we did. And, but the way I sold it to sponsors was tying it in with our 25th anniversary, because I thought that would be more compelling for them to write a larger check, especially going after bigger sponsors. And so subsequently, the $2,500 was removed from the SGI income line item to 25th anniversary funds. And I bring this up because as committees move forward and come up with their budgets, such as Sprouts, if you plan on fundraising for your committee, for your event, or for your portion, that fundraising money is important to you developing your budget. So I wanted to bring this up. I just think that, at least in my mind, the $2,500 was part of SGI's income. And I know it's all one pot, but we still look at it like Sprouts. I mean, looking at their fundraising for, or we're using the Sprouts logo and kids aspect to fundraise for Flower Power, even though that still goes to our pot. So I just wanted to bring this up to the board. I don't know if we need to develop some kind of a system for fundraising going forward. So is sponsorship always going to be a total separate line item?
So if I could add a little something to that, Pat, because this year was unique. We had SGI fundraiser and we had anniversary, right? And so the sponsors that you brought in were, I considered more like an annual sponsorship versus an event sponsorship. So next year, we're not going to have, well, we are going to have SGI, but we're not going to have the anniversary year. And maybe it's just the wording, but like it didn't go to anniversary in my report. It just went into sponsors. It doesn't earmark it for anything. It's just money that came in as a sponsor. But my point is, next year, if they do it again, there's no 25th anniversary yet. They become like an annual sponsor. And so what we give them in return is much more than if they were to just sponsor one event and we would, market their company on just that one event. If I understand this right.
Exactly, but knowing going forward for next year, what I would be looking to do is to tie in as many events as possible, a whole year's worth of this is what we're doing, this is why we are looking for an annual sponsorship. Ideally, we would get as many annual sponsors as possible. And there would be some specific event sponsors, like in SGI, there was a speaker sponsor and there was one person that did that. So that's very specific. These are your benefits for being a sponsor of this event. I don't think I could have received the big sponsors just on SGI. We're asking them to give us $1,000 for an event, a one-day event for 150, 180 people. I don't think it's sellable as tying in a whole year. So that's why I'm asking, how do we allocate this going forward, and how do the committee members know this going forward?
So you want to prioritize where the money goes. And since we have one major fundraiser for the year, you'd like to prioritize that fundraiser, even though throughout the year, this, the company, the sponsor would be recognized for other events. But you would like to prioritize the money to the main fundraiser, whether it's SGI or not.
I would, because I think that is the hook. And that's the urgency.
And I think this year was just unique because we also had a 25th anniversary. I think next year we don't have 25th. I would prioritize that that sponsorship money goes towards our main fundraiser, because that's where our efforts go to support the club for the whole year.
Right.
My opinion.
Here's another situation that we ran across was the wording on the contract was confusing because it was 25th anniversary sponsors and then SGI. So it just was confusing to people, when they're presenting this contract, and it was even hard for people who have never done contracting to understand it or to put it forth. So we were trying, with Pat and Kathy and I, we were trying to put it better in a better package, and it was just taking way too much time. So I think that contract for speakers, needs to be reworked a little bit and not have anything. If you're going to have it contracted for the year as a sponsor, specifically for a sponsor, and it's an imperfect world, so it's not going to be calendar year. It's going to be when they give you the money in your hand. So if somebody decides on April 1st that they're going to give you money for a year, that it's not going to be a calendar year. It's going to be through 3/31 of the following year. And who is responsible for tracking that as far as Facebook and things of that are concerned? If somebody is giving a bigger sponsorship, say like Ball or Bartlett or anything like that, that's something that really needs to kind of be taken a look at. Or I just think that it needs to be taken a look at. It's up to your discretion as to what to do. But it was a big thing for me to even absorb at one point. And I did contracting for a living. So
And we will be having probably new tech people next year, so that might be difficult.
I would really like to. I was confused myself on the sponsorships, how it's portrayed on our website. And I know there's been something that we've been doing for years. Like if somebody sponsors a meeting, there's a level of what we do for them. And I think it's something like we will keep their website on our website for a year from the day they give us a check. And I think that is just so confusing. I really would like to look at the whole sponsorship thing, put it all in one package and just kind of redo it. But I think it could be streamlined. But I brought this up just for the purpose of basically of SGI, because I just think that the sponsors that we developed before SGI really were, in my mind, were for SGI. It's just how I marketed them was really different than, in my mind, what they were used for.
Don't you think that excuse me, don't you think though that sponsors and people who support the club want to hear that we support education, we support the Sprouts, we give to scholarships, as opposed to just, oh, we're supporting SGI? I think the whole schmear needs to be included.
When I say support SGI, I mean allocate funds. Of course, that money is everything we do is in that is part of people who write a check to us should know they're supporting the club.
Yeah.
It's just
Say like when you're soliciting the money that we are raising money for the club's annual fundraiser, and what we do with these funds throughout the year sponsors all these events. And as a thank you to you for sponsoring our fundraiser, we will promote your company for the entire year, not from when you get the check, but for the remainder of the year as a thank you to you, that we will promote your company for the remainder of the year for helping us to sponsor all these wonderful things that our club does with the money that we raise in our fundraiser. So could you sell it to them like that?
Absolutely. That's a great suggestion. I think you're absolutely right. I think that there's different levels, however, of sponsorship. So if you write $1,000 check, that's one set of benefits. But I think I just think we need to look at it again. And
could you kind of do it like Channel 11 does, where if you sponsor us for X amount of $200, we will promote your thing at our fundraiser. If you do us for 1,000, we will promote you for the entire rest of the year at all of our events. So, I mean, can you do it like where you have levels of sponsorship?
Yes, and I would also like to suggest another level of sponsorship, and that's to sponsor one of our meetings, which I know we already have up on the website, but it's an older version of it. But I would think that a nursery, and I was trying to recruit some nurseries to this, that if they would come and give us a check for a certain amount, we would invite them to our club meeting just to come and see our club and give them a few minutes to get up and talk about their business. For like, I'm sponsoring this meeting. This is me. This is where I am. This is what I do. Love to have you come and visit. I think, or if at SGI, if we gave them a table, that would be a more compelling way for them to get more sponsors. So I think there's just a lot of ways to do this. There's a lot of ways to do it. I think we just need to I need to look at this really comprehensively and yes.
Let's bring it back to we can talk about it at the next meeting too. We got quite a bit to get through yet. So we'll have to streamline the sponsorship contract. I know there was kind of a scope creep this year. Apparently on the website there is a sponsorship form, but Kathy says it never got used. Like no one ever saw it and sponsored us. So with your, development of that form and including the whole year, that's kind of how it flowed. But we'll circle back on sponsorship and kind of iron it out throughout this year.
Sure.
Okay, so Pat, what else do we got?
And our last thing is we don't recommend another, due to SGI's success, we do not recommend another major fundraiser for this year. And we do recommend doing another SGI next year. We feel like it has momentum, that there's excitement around it, and we have a better idea of, what we're doing and how we could maybe capitalize on what we've done, maybe lessons learned, which Mary Lou and Chris will talk about. So that's basically my report. Thank you.
Okay, special committee reports. Well, that brings us right to Mary Lou and Chris.
Chris, you want to go?
Well, I sent out the report on the evaluations. I hope everybody got a chance to see that. It was all positive mostly. There's always a few crabby people about smelly bathrooms or whatever. But in general, it was extremely successful. So I thought one thing I wanted to bring up is that we did get 70% of our forms back. Thank you, Heather, for walking around and gathering those up, but also because we reminded people and it was right there in their little notebooks, to fill out the evaluation form. And so that really helps to have those evaluation forms to see what it is that people really liked or didn't like. So that's my report on that. Raffles, I felt like, we had too many baskets. I don't know what to do about that. I was limiting it to 20, but people just kept bringing me stuff. So, maybe we just have to be a little stricter about that next time. But we made $2,000 on the baskets alone. So you got to do them. And maybe we just figure another way to do it. And now, having it every year, that's going to be hard. People donated a lot of stuff, I think, because we hadn't had it in 6 years. It was kind of a built up energy. So I don't know if we would get the same amount of donations next year if you did it every year. Just my opinion.
Do you mean raffle donations?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I do agree we would get a good turnout because of the momentum. I totally agree with that.
What I would like to see if I mean, Ways and Means said yay for SGI. I would like to see one of the two chairpersons stay on and do it next year for the next person. I think it only makes
Absolutely.
sense.
Yeah.
And then have them roll off, I mean, it just, so if we can get somebody to come forward and partner with one of you two, that would be great. If you guys are willing to do it again. I know it's a lot of work and everything, but that I think it just makes sense to share the knowledge and
Oh,
always
absolutely.
have somebody.
Yeah,
So,
luckily Kathy and I had done this for several years, and so we brought that, experience with us. But you got to get somebody right now because it's a year away.
right,
And that
right,
means you got to start looking for speakers right now, have them signed in by September, So I
right,
don't know if you want to do it
right.
every
They
year.
have to be special speakers.
Yeah, they can't just be out of the book, out of the GCI book. I mean, they can't be master gardeners. They got to be special, like you said, like we had this year. So that's why I would say every 2 years, like we were talking about, but I understand the idea of momentum too, and people coming back year after year because it was really good.
And it was fun. It was
And
fun.
the timing is perfect.
Yeah.
In the year, because there's really not much conflicting. I know District 2, but if you keep it earlier in March like we did,
Yep.
you don't run into the District 2 or the GCI annual, and
Well, that
you're not
was
hitting it.
the whole original plan was to do it before gardening started, and before all of the other
Correct.
activities like plant sales start and all that stuff. And
Right,
we had to
right.
jump on that. So,
Yeah.
it's always been good that way. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
Um,
perfect.
I'm just wondering, I mean, Chris is really fabulous with finding speakers, and Mary Lou was really fabulous with building excitement. Instead of getting rid of one of them, can we just add a third person?
If they're hell yes. I mean, if they're willing to stay on for another year, that would be great, and have that, coach or that co-chair, that third person learn the ropes.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's great. That's a good idea, Judy. Are you guys
I
willing to
also
do it?
think that like when Chris goes to these seminars and Kathy does, inviting one of the newer members to come with would introduce them to how you find these wonderful speakers.
Mm-hmm.
Would you
guys
guys
did
have
a great
anybody in
job.
mind? Any suggestions, Chris or Mary Lou? You guys suggest anybody that?
So right now, this minute, no, but I mean,
No,
but-
I mean, think about it. Yeah,
yeah.
think about it,
Yeah, a third person taking over the leadership would be great with me and Mary Lou as
that would be awesome.
support,
Correct, right.
I would be willing to help give out ideas about speakers, but you got to be, I don't know, it's a lot of work because, you don't want to have somebody who's already been seen by people in
all the garden
this
clubs.
area. Yeah.
Correct. I know.
And so, Kathy and I, and even Mary Lou, we scour the internet, we read books, we see who's speaking, there's all kinds of sites like out there that you can look at their videos and see what they've done or whatever. So you got to start now, I guess is my point.
And not to muddy the waters, but we have wild ones next February too, here at that whatever at up north there. So it's local
Wild
again
things.
next year.
Yeah,
Wild
right.
things. That's it.
Right.
And that's definitely don't want to conflict with that. That's I think that's February, right? Isn't the date out already?
Yes, that's in February.
So
that
and they
is not really for gardeners. I think that is for naturalist people who are interested in nature. So we have to focus on gardening. It's nice to have somebody like Susie Lytle who didn't talk about gardening, but something that related to gardening, right?
Right, right.
But
Well, and I think one of the comments I read on your report was that what about edible gardening?
absolutely, we've had edible
you know,
gardening before. We just didn't have anybody this year that was appropriate. So,
okay.
yeah.
So they're okay. All right,
Yeah,
I
you
get
gotta
it.
change it
Okay.
up. Yeah, you can't have the same thing every year. I mean, I
Okay.
really don't know if I would do another native planting thing because that's getting worn out, native plants or pollinators, it's just getting worn out. People have everybody's got pollinator,
Mm.
Well, I
whatever. I
wondered
mean,
about pest control, like what to do about garden pests. Is there anybody from the botanical gardens that
yeah.
does speaking things,
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
a
Susie
tricky thing
Lytle
though. You
did,
don't want anything too specific
Yeah.
that's going to eliminate, people who are looking at the whole
Okay.
agenda and saying, well, I
The
don't.
edible gardening and permaculture is really growing too. I mean, that would
Mhm,
be a very
mhm.
good topic, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
and see,
Well, we love your input.
Susie Lytle did touch on that the whole pest control thing about the whole ecosystem
Mhm.
structure as well. It might not have been about edible gardening, but it was about fostering a healthy environment,
Yes.
for
Yeah.
all of
Mhm,
the plant
mhm.
life that's there. We
Right.
might not
Oh.
like a certain pest that's there, but it's kind of there's a reason why that pest is there.
Right.
There's a
So
reason.
we need to get a committee together for SGI. Are we in agreement we're doing SGI? Is that something we need to vote on? What do you
I
what
would like to hear other people's opinions.
And before we go any
opinions?
further, before we go any further with that, as far as SGI is concerned, I've had this conversation before about straining our, and I know I'm not a part of the actual board, so this is just my opinion when you're going forward on fundraisers. But in order to sustain the bottom line, these raisers become potentially stressful for people who are not only on the committee, but people who volunteer outside the committee. And I'm just wondering if some of the Darien Garden Club members are feeling a little exhausted.
That's what
not
I would agree with.
not only Chris and I have done this. We
Yeah.
deserve a Hawaiian vacation, but I'm just saying, when you have fundraiser after fundraiser and fundraiser, so you're constantly pounding.
Hmm.
If we
It's
had
too much.
It's a
more,
part-time job.
right, it became it had a life form of its own after a while. If there was some way that you could sustain, a bottom line, better through sponsorships with what I called evergreen sponsorships, or they were sustaining sponsorship that would be more of an annual fundraising thing with a goal in mind of try to capture so many businesses in 2026, or percentage of businesses that would be environmentally concerned. And that's a whole nother ball game that even Pat was talking about, to look at the whole, the sponsorship committee and things of that nature. Right now, I'm sensing, especially when I was on the Zoom for the Ways and Means Committee, there were people who are stressed out, because there's the same people who are volunteering, time after time. And it's nice to be able to kind of dovetail on their accomplishments so that you can learn the ropes as well.
Mhm.
But I don't know if there's a way that we can grow people into positions that could be more of a leadership role then as well, because I find that these fundraisers sometimes, as many as we have, we're not having a plant sale this year, am I right? It's a lot of work for the few people that volunteer for it. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, we've only had one major fundraiser every year, correct? Aren't these
Correct.
other ones just ongoing little ones? We have a expected budget of $27,000 this year.
Hmm.
Karen, you can correct me, but it's never been this high.
No.
So easily stop fundraising, but we're gonna have to cut. You can't have all this stuff if you're gonna, only make 10,000. So what I don't
Well,
know.
I don't, hang on a second. We've been fine with what we've been doing. I don't understand why there's this huge need to keep building more and more money. Maybe we need to look at what we're spending our money on and maybe be a little more discerning about it. We just keep adding and adding cost, and then, oh, well, now we need to make more money. I think we need to reevaluate. And I agree with the whole volunteer thing. I think we're volunteering people to death, and we don't have enough people standing up to be leaders. After somebody does lead something, they're like, that's it, I'm not doing it anymore, because they're, aggravated, frustrated, people complain to them, whatever. And so we need to think about how many times are we going to ask people to do all of this heavy duty volunteer stuff.
Well, don't forget that we are going to have a new member get together. We will have new people coming in who are bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and have ideas, and we've got to take them up on it. And as they grow, others step back who are burned out.
There also is something I brought up at Tech Committee today, and I have brought up with Kathy before, and I will put together some sort of presentation for the board, but we are now qualified on many, many platforms for monetization. So all it is a little button that goes on, and you start to get little bits of income that come in, and it would have to go to the bank, and you just have money come in because people watch our content, and there's ads that are, you scroll and you see our stuff, and you scroll and you see an ad. Well, that money from the ad would have gone to us instead of gone to just the ad. So I could put something together, explain it a little bit more, but I can put together all the platforms right now that I keep getting stuff saying, do you want to monetize? Are you ready to monetize? So there's a lot of e-commerce is what it's called, and it kind of works for you. It's kind of, I call it mailbox money. You turn it on and money comes to the mailbox. So it's something that maybe would take a little bit of pressure off. It's not a lot and you can't guarantee it, but it's something that can be put on.
So this is Yvonne, and one of the ideas that I wanted to bring up again is that we stopped SGI when COVID came, and then since then we have been doing other fundraisers, and basically our 3 fundraisers have been SGI, garden walks, and plant sales. And at one time there was conversation about doing those things on a rotating basis, and I'm thrilled at all the success of SGI and bringing it back after the 6 years. At the same time, I totally agree with the momentum, and I totally agree with that. We don't want to burn people out, but would we want to consider doing things on a rotating basis, but then, starting to be consistent with that so that we didn't lose all of our momentum? Because at one point that was a conversation of rotating the 3 different types of fundraisers. I just wanted to remind people about that and share that.
Thanks,
Well, I
Yvonne.
thought we were rotating, other than not doing SGI in a while. We were alternating the garden walks with the plant sales thing.
Right, but now we're talking about doing SGI again next year, which would not be rotating.
Correct. Yes.
And again, kind of tapping the same people and volunteers.
And I agree. I think it should be rotated so that it's different, and you have different levels of volunteering requirements or degrees of work involved with whatever it is.
Right, and there's different types of work, and there's different types of stresses. I mean, obviously the plant sale stress is the weather, and then some people are, more about being in the mud and digging up plants. And, again, each type of fundraiser offers different benefits, is attractive to different people, has different pluses and different challenges. But I just wanted to remind people that at one point we had talked about rotating the major fundraiser.
Yeah,
That
I
our
think,
ways and means that did come up but I think we were thinking since the SGI did so well this year and people really were excited about it, that doing it again next year would kind of, people would look forward to that. Oh man, it was so good last year. And then maybe the next year changing into something else. I know that's something that came up, with Joyce and I, like when we did the plant sale. Unless we plan way ahead of time, if we did not have that garden dig with all those plants, we would not have made nearly as much money because the quality of plants that we got from our members was not the best and the quantity. So that would have to be another thing and I think that's why we wanted to do the ways and means so that we could plan far in advance, and not 6 months ahead. We can plant far in advance knowing, okay, next year will be SGI, but then the next year we're going to do a plant sale. So everybody needs to start gearing up, far in advance so that it's not a last minute dig your plant up the day before the sale and bring it in half dead, so, which we
yeah,
saw.
I totally agree. You need to have it planned out for years in advance, years in
Yeah.
advance.
So I think that was
what
our thought.
about doing SGI on even numbered years? We would just say it's going to be on even numbered years. And so going forward, it's every other year, but in between there, we do something else. And it doesn't have to be a huge fundraiser since we know SGI can sustain us for probably 2 years. It can just be a small plant sale or a small garden walk. It doesn't have to raise thousands and thousands of dollars. But it would give a breather to people who are running SGI, whoever
And
it is.
some consistency to what we're
And
doing. I like that
consistency.
having a okay, every even year we do SGI. That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
What does
That's
everybody
a
think
great
about that?
I like that a lot, Chris, and I think then we could pepper the other years with the other fundraisers that we have done, which they've been successful. I'm not sure how successful, but success is money, success is community exposure, success is getting new members. So I
Right.
like that idea a lot.
And then maybe you
Yeah,
should consider different types of fundraisers, other than if you find that certain things are kind of worn out, like the plant sale, if you're not getting quality things from the gardening members or whatever, maybe there's something else that we could take a look at, or that you could take a look at, because I'm not part of the board, but that you could take a look at and try to introduce that, into the club, something that's possibly never been done before or whatever. People might get excited about that then.
Every other year.
Yes, like rotating the crops. Yes, like rotating the crops.
Well,
When
it
we-
would sort of put us in line to garden walk, which they were wonderful. I wonder if we have gardens that we could show.
I did
And
get a
when
lot of
we start-
questions at the SGI about the garden walk, which I didn't know how to answer, but a lot of people were asking about them, so they had made an impression.
Interesting.
So maybe
Yes.
alternating those.
And when we stopped the plant sales, I got a lot of complaints about why isn't your club doing the plant sale? You can't stop it. You have to do it. So I think people like everything we do. So I think
like
some kind of a rotation, and again, the volunteerism and not burning people out, different people in the club might be gravitated toward different types of work.
Pat, how is this something that if we do you can go back to your committee and say SGI every other year, the board doesn't think we can pull it off every year and come up with something, as we said, if SGI makes most of our money and it lasts us 2 years, then our off year doesn't have to be as intensive or something. And if we have, this flower thing, I know Sprouts, it's going to go to Sprouts, but that if they raise more money, then it doesn't take as much from the main garden club's pot. We don't have to put so much into their budget. But I don't know, is that something that's
Well, I think,
sellable?
we're looking at, certainly increasing sponsorships where we can, and we're looking at, the smaller ongoing fundraisers, like just to sustain us. I think that a garden walk, I think each event, everything we do kind of brings in round figures, $5,000, $5,000 is that, and we typically have a major fundraiser every year. I don't think, looking at the budget, that this, I don't know, our carryover this year was smaller than usual. I don't know, Karen, you could speak to that, but so I don't see how this fundraiser could carry us over for our budget for another year.
No,
But
I didn't mean, I didn't mean but we would still have a fundraiser, but it wouldn't be as big as SGI. You could have a smaller fundraiser. That's all I meant. You'd still have to have a major fundraiser every year. You have to.
Right. And we could certainly, garden, a plant sale, we could say, yes, we could do a plant sale, but a garden walk, we have to get 5 gardens. And it was not easy to get 5 gardens last time, but this certainly something we could look at. But I mean, just from the committee's recommendations, it was just a matter of build on the momentum. But I mean, as far as, fundraising and as far as growing SGI, I think it ideally should be every year where people kind of put it in their calendars. But I also understand how much work it was it was a massive amount of work. And so I totally understand that. So I would say whatever the board wants to do is just fine. I don't think the committee's most of our committee's on the board anyway. So I don't, I think we can make that decision. Or if you want, to table it, but
Yeah, I think we probably need to postpone it at least until next month, and then we'll decide next month what we're going to do. Because if we need to start working on whether it's SGI or a walk or whatever, a plant sale, we need to find a committee chair.
Right.
So, and that's a lot of work just doing that. So, yeah, so let's postpone the discussion on what we're gonna do for 2027's fundraiser, but I think we should work towards setting a, 2, 3 year, or every other, like we said, Chris said, every other year on even years SGI. That's a given, maybe. Decide that, go with that, and then throw in something else. At least then we're prepared ahead of time. Like we won't have to think about, oh, what are we going to do in 2028 now? It's an even year. We're doing SGI, and I think it just makes it easier for the Ways and Means Committee, for the board, for all of us. Okay,
Sure.
good discussion. We'll pick this up again in April.
Okay.
Do you guys have anything else, Mary Lou and Chris, on your recap, or no? Or were you done? I'm not sure. You're on mute. You're on mute.
I just wanted to say that it was, as far as the money was concerned, we were way under budget in every single thing except for flowers. But we had no idea how much flowers are to cost, and originally we gave them 300 and then 500, and then it went to like about 610, but that was okay because they were absolutely exquisite. They were absolutely exquisite, but we were almost $2,000 under budget. In every arena we were under budget with everything. So I think it turned out, even with the speakers, we were under budget. So we were just
Right.
flying
And I
through it.
hate to bring this up, but on the 25th anniversary budget that Kathy, she threw on there the plants that were on the tables for SGI. That roll, I don't understand how that rolled into 20. That should have been an SGI expense. So I don't know, like I don't know if it's on Karen's or not, but it's on because those plants were on the table at SGI. That should be an SGI expense. So I was confused when I saw the difference in that.
How
Yeah, I
much was
think
that?
that
Do you
that
remember?
that wasn't part of our original budget. So we need to think about that too and plan ahead. When if we know we're going to do SGI in 2028, that we're going to put aside a certain amount of money for favors and giveaways. And also at this point, I'd like to ask for money to be put aside for speakers ahead of time so that it's like seed money for the next one. So we know how much we have to spend on speakers because speakers is the biggest, or can be a huge expense.
So
Okay.
that's not an issue because when I bring the money forward, I can easily earmark a portion of it for the speakers. So if I pull 5,000 over and we know automatically 1,500 is going for speakers, we just earmark it for that. And that gives us a true look as to what we have extra, right? If it's been
Perfect.
earmarked.
Okay.
Lou and
And
Chris
and I think that was an agreement between Kathy. It was a favor. She
Yeah.
just said, we'll take care of it and took it off your plate.
Because it wasn't in our budget, right?
Okay.
How much were the flowers that were supposedly allocated now to SGI? Was that for the succulents?
Yeah, the succulents.
Was that
Yeah.
$68?
Succulents were free.
Yeah.
Well,
We
So there
got
was
them for free.
there was planting. There were what do you call it? Baskets and something else
it,
then.
it ended up being like $130 or something. But it's something when somebody prepares the next budget, they
Right.
gotta add favors or whatever, I thought
Yeah.
the pen and the paper notepad was plenty. Personally, I thought that was, plenty on the table. It was so much on the table. I was like, oh my God, we
Yeah.
probably don't need a plant if you give a nice thing like that, but
Lessons learned.
whatever.
Yep.
So
I think
just,
Kathy,
plants
I
were
think
free.
Kathy
We
was
just
looking
wanted a
for a way to
container
get.
for it.
I'm sorry. What?
The plants were given to us for free. The container could have been nothing. It could have just been the little plastic pot. And today at our tri-council meeting, everybody mentioned all the gifts they got, even if they didn't win a thing. And they also mentioned how good the meal was.
Yay.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm. Yes, it
and Mary
was.
Lou, you guys did a fabulous job. Your
Yeah, it was
committee
a
did
great job, you guys. It
an
really was.
unbelievable job. It was
Good.
just,
Yeah.
it was really good. So congratulations on a great job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
The other thing about the other thing about the budget is that as we were going through it, some of the things were being bounced back and forth. As far as the pens were concerned, we split those. So there were things that were allocated
I
that
know,
the sponsorships and stuff like that. So it was kind of like it felt like a tennis game after a
Yeah,
while.
we were a little out of
Right.
practice. 6
Yeah,
years.
it's
We
okay.
hadn't done it for 6 years.
It's,
So
it's okay, but I just wanted to mention that we, all in all,
No,
I have
it's
to say
right.
the only person I'm trying to dog steal for $100 is Sunrise. Okay, for a whole
Oh, okay. Okay.
$100. So that Karen's gonna take care of that.
Good luck.
Mary Lou, I have another $100 coming in. I'm picking up Thursday for you.
From where?
From a donation.
Oh, how nice. Oh, anonymous or?
No, it's yeah, I'll explain it later, but yeah,
Well, that's
it's not-
good. Then that'll take care of the $100 that we had to put towards the plants.
yeah.
there you go.
Okay, so
There you
that's all good. And
All
then the
right.
other thing is I just have to wait for the GCI matching grant of $100. I just have to submit a report, which is halfway done. So end of story. Yay, all the way along.
Good job. Good job, guys. All right, moving on to new business. I'm gonna skip that first one. I'll put it on next time Kathy's not here. Darien's 4th of July parade. Chris and I were at the Darien Action Committee a couple Saturdays ago, and they asked if all non-for-profits, local organizations could walk in this parade since it's the 250th of the country and it's our 25th. So, you guys have any input on that? Can I get some help on that?
Okay.
Lori?
It's this is the 4th of July, correct? It's brutal, or it can be brutal. Yeah, I would only suggest the younger ones do it, and it's rough. Carry an umbrella.
Well, I thought that maybe if somebody had a convertible, David could ride in the convertible as our VIP. So he wouldn't, I mean, and only people who want to walk it can walk it.
Yeah.
I talked to Carly a little bit, see if maybe we could get the Sprouts to, maybe we could pull a wagon with Sprouts or something.
It's rough.
So it's a one and done. It's not an every year.
St. John did it many years in a row, way back when we had a pretty good sized Sunday school. It was hard for the kids. It was hard for the adults.
Okay.
Yeah,
Even on the same, because they changed the route, the route's changed.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's
You
all.
did it on the shorter route?
We did. And you can, go ahead and do it.
No, if people don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it, no comments? So do we have?
Well, so many of the people are older. I would not do it. I could not.
Shar, I would suggest maybe asking at a meeting, and actually with field trips. I got all of 4 volunteers to do the workday, and then 2 of the 4 have canceled. So I think just kind of sizing up the membership about what they're up for. Maybe you could ask at one of the meetings.
Okay. But if the board's not going to support it, I'm not even gonna bring it up. So that's fine. That's fine.
Well, and I mean that in July we also have the pickle party, so I'm a little worried about just stretching too thin with our other big events. So
okay, that's good. I don't know if Laura, she's not on. So at the last meeting, Ernie Turcotte came up to me and introduced himself. He is the Lombard Lions Club president, and he also joined our club. He just joined. I saw his membership come in. He does a fundraiser every April for the Wellness House in Hinsdale. I don't know if you guys know about the Wellness House in Hinsdale. It supports cancer patients. So it must be near and dear to his heart. But he is requesting from any of our members plants, like if we split in the spring, we could he said he would collect them. I don't know if we would bring them to a meeting. He needs them for the end of April. He was going to try to present at this meeting, but I told him it's just too long of a meeting to have somebody come in and whatever. I didn't want to have him in. If anybody wants to donate plants to Ernie, I will get in contact with him, and we can set up a date, and maybe we can drop, we could all drop them somewhere, and then he can come and get them. Does anybody want to take advantage?
I would like to participate, and I have a question. Is he looking for house plants or outside plants, or either
Outside.
or both?
I believe outside, but I can clarify that.
I mean, I would like to support that cause.
And I've got a source for about 100 plus hostas. They're all the same variety, but they all need to go, and this would be a great place for them to go. He would have to do the digging, or somebody else.
And that's what he said. So maybe there's I'll get in touch with him and get back to you guys if we can pick a date in April and just drop off at the church parking lot maybe, and he can be there and pick everything up. I don't know how he does it, but I'll find out more.
Yeah, I talked to him too, and I said I would be happy to promote it in the newsletter if the board's okay with it. It's just volunteers. Whoever wants to, donate a few plants to him, it helps him. It's not his only source, but we can help him.
Yeah. Newsletter would be good too. Yeah.
So I'll tell him yes, and then I'll get back to you, maybe Chris, with a date that he needs these by, and then you could put that in the newsletter.
Perfect.
You'll put something in the newsletter. You're on mute. What? Say that again. would you put
She said she
something
could
in
put
the?
I can put it in the newsletter. If everybody's okay with it, yeah, we can
Okay,
promote it.
Good.
okay. Phil, did you have a question?
Oh, I was giving her a thumbs up. Yep, newsletter.
Okay, okay. All right, awesome. Central Region, I added that little blurb at the end there. Central Region does a unified project 2025, 2027. Got this from Carol Yee. It's kind of small. Read through it. I don't know if you guys have any ideas. If we could, I don't know if we could consider Blue Star one of ours, because it looks like it was from 2025 to 2027. And it's not a ton of money, but I'm sharing that with you. If you guys have ideas, shoot them to me, or we can talk about it next month. Okay. So, questions? Is there any discussion on anything? Because I think it's probably been long enough meeting. So,
Sorry.
anybody? No?
No.
Okay. All right. Then I think we're good. I think I'm going to adjourn. Okay.
I-
8:21. Phil.
wait, I think we should say hi to Ashley.
Where is she? Oh, sorry. Hi, Ashley.
Hi.
Okay. Are we good? All right, we're adjourned. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Shar,
Great meeting.
Shar, stay on for a second, because
Okay, all right.
I'm not at my house. So if
Where are
you
you?
want, I had to go get my daughter at volleyball because my husband's
Oh,
sick.
okay, okay.
So I'm gonna have you end the recording and see if you can do it. You know the little three buttons at the bottom? Like you should see where it says end recording. I'm making sure you have that too.
Well, up top it says this meeting is being recorded.
Okay,
But I don't know.
does it give you an
Hang on.
option to end it?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the